I'm Alex Brickoff. I'll be hosting tonight's virtual edition of the Eastside Get Together Clinic. And as usual, our clinic is sponsored by the 4th Division of the Pacific Northwest region of the National Model Railroad Association. Dan Kellogg has asked me if he could have the floor for about 5 or 10 minutes to do a mini clinic on how he goes and fabricates trees for his modern day BNSF Scenic Sub layout.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate seeing what other modelers are doing at these clinics. So I thought I would encourage everyone by showing you what I've been doing. I'm modeling in N scale, the modern BNSF, and it's a 3-level build out in a 10 by 10 bedroom, essentially replicating the BNSF from Seattle. That's the Seattle subdivision from North Portal to bridge number 4. This level is complete after about 4 years. Level 2 is awaiting construction, and that will be the Bellingham subdivision from Everett to Bellingham. And level 3 is the one I want to show you tonight, and that's the Scenic subdivision from Everett to the Cascade Tunnel. All levels have a double track main line, and the layout will end with loops on the Seattle Tunnel and the Cascade Tunnel, so that ultimately I can run trains continuously. So this is one of the modules of level 3 showing the approach to the Cascade Tunnel with the scenery that was formed with foam. And it's sitting on a shelf, as you can see. And this is the scene with most of the scenery intact except for the trees. I need lots of fir trees. So I picked up some information online to how to make trees really cheaply by using bamboo skewers, you can see on the left, and furnace filter material. The little blob on the left side is 1-inch square of blue fiber furnace filter. And I paint the bamboo skewers brown, and then I paint the filter material green, and cut it into 1-inch squares and 1.5-inch squares. And then I put that on the skewer, and you tease out the filter material so you can see the tree shape. Second from the right is after I've teased the material out, and then I shape it a little bit with scissors, and then spray it with hairspray and sprinkle ground foam, a fine ground foam, and then spray it again with hairspray to create the form of the tree. I don't think that these trees are probably foreground material, but I hope that they will represent the Cascade fir trees in the background of the scene. So this is what the scene looks like now after I've put in about 250 trees. This is the approach to the Cascade Tunnel Loop, and the scenery is almost complete. So any questions?
Where do you buy your furnace material?
At Lowe's, and it's important to get the real fibery 1-inch filter material. You don't want the material that comes in a cardboard container that it looks like fiberglass. You want it to be a real dense filter material because you're going to be pulling it apart.
I see. Okay, that's good to know. All right, any other questions for Dan?
I have a suggestion for him. If he doesn't want to use furnace filters, go out and find you some butterfly bush, and the flower ends, you harvest them in late November, December after the seed pods explode, and that looks like a fir tree. Mm-hmm. Something that you might want to consider.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions?
Dan, I wanted to ask you, you mentioned that you went from North Portal to Bridge 4 and then from Everett in both directions. So did you just leave out the shoreline route between Bridge 4 and Everett?
Yeah, in my world, the shoreline route is about 3 feet long. Yeah. And then it goes into a helix, and the helix comes out at Everett.
That's great. Good idea.
Another option to furnace filter is a product that Roger from Coastman Scenic Products. I'm making this size tree in about 5 minutes because he's got a material endemic or indigenous to Southern Oregon, the coastal range, on the ocean side of the coastal range. His first material was a furnace filter, but what he does now is he bakes this stuff in a pan and then sells sheets of it. It tears apart irregularly and then goes down the skewer to a spot of glue. And this kind of a tree takes about 5 minutes. So I'm going to try Dan's, but Dan, I don't know how fast you were producing trees. Some of these
Cool.
were ones Roger made when he sent this demo kit to me, but I've made most of the smaller ones pictured here.
Another thing to look at is the Pride of Madera out of California. They're a bush that once they flower, you cut off the flowering part of that and it makes an absolutely terrific tree. I think half the trees on my layout, Pride of Madera, and you just spray it with the glue and you sprinkle some of the green stuff on it and it comes out great looking.
Anyone else have anything to share with us tonight? Dan, thank you very much for your mini clinic. It was greatly appreciated and we learned a lot. Thanks again.